Hello, everybody. It's been a while. I've disappeared for several months since I was pretty busy at work. Now I got some time since everybody has to stay at home, and you really get bored for several weeks and looking for something exciting and interesting to do. Since last year, I was pretty much always talking about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and this year I decided to do something about it. So, what I should build, since there's already a lot of coins out there and a lot of ideas about the blockchain, it's it's pretty hard for you to start a new consensus protocol or to start a new coin without fully dedicated your time and investment to do so. So since this is just my pet project, I like to do something small, and the project can leverage the existing ecosystem. And the ideas come in my mind is how to leverage the trust people given to the blockchain, how to leverage the non-changeable feature about this database. There is a kind of documentation signing service, like a DocuSign or something, that you can sign your document online without really have to print it out and sign face to face. And the signature is also being recognized and legal. But I'm thinking, since the signing service is centralized, so what if the service makes some changes to the document you just signed without notify you? Or what if it is not you that signed the document, that someone pretended to be you, because you're not really signing anything. It's everything is digital. The signature itself is like a printed name. You just choose what the style you want the printed name to be looking. So maybe we can leverage the decentralized trust of the blockchain to store the signature, or maybe to verify it is you that actually signed the document. So that is what I'm thinking to build the project. It's pretty. It should be a small project to start from. I will not build something which is complete or big. I just want to kick off this pet project and get started to build something on blockchain. So the approach we build the new project is not dive into the coding directly. We need to know what the problem you're trying to solve, what the use case your product will be supporting, and then what the system, how do you design the system, how many components, how the user flows, how the data flows, if there is any, something like that. So, but I'd like to do something even before that is to register a domain that I want to use for this pet project. Okay, I usually go to name.com to register my domain. I have this domain registered. Chain sign. It got inspiration from DocuSign. So it's chain sign, blockchain, signature service. Since all the suffix is registered, so I got this .app domain name. Next is what the service looks like, what the architecture will look like, what the use case is. So here's what I'm thinking. Let's start with the most simplified use case I have in mind. Is there's a user and he generated a PDF or signed a PDF, and he wants to prove that this PDF exists before sending it over to somebody. So he get to our service, whatever service it is, and our service will calculate something like a hash code and send this hash code to the blockchain. Okay, so since the hash code is based on this PDF file, if someone changed the PDF file, the hash code will be changed. But since the hash code is already sent to the blockchain, so you will know that by then, like for example, this hash code is generated on April 25th, and it's non-changeable. If the new hash code gets changed, someone else do something, upload to the blockchain, and that will be a different hash code and different date. So that can verify that document was generated before the date is being logged in the blockchain. I'm not sure there is already some service like this exist, but this is something interesting. So the difference from we're using blockchain versus someone's database or the database I hosted is because nobody is gonna trust my database if I say this document was generated on April 25th and stored in my database. Nobody trusts me. Similar to any centralized service, if they store the generated hash code of the document, nobody, people rely on the trust for that company, like the DocuSign. But it's still possible, since it's centralized managed, they can make changes to your document, to the ones you never seen before, or maybe just make a tiny change, like adding a 0 to your contract. So doing by the blockchain has value. So I think this will bring some value. Then how our system will look like. So probably I'll separate into two parts. The first part is it's the mobile app or the web page that you can sign a document, and then there's an API. You're gonna submit the hash code to my service. So my service would have a storage, would be storing something like your hash code. I don't actually need to get your document. I don't store your document. I don't need your document. All I need is your hash code, some of your personal identification, like you're using your private key to sign something that in the later we can verify that it is you that is signing this document, but I don't think it's needed. But let's potentially the user signature. I don't think it is needed right now, just to have a first version, because if I want to add this feature, you need to tell that whoever you send the document to need to have your public key beforehand in order to verify that it is you signed this. It make it the It's a little too complicated for now, so I'll make it optional. What else? The hash code. What blockchain you want to be logged? For example, you want this hash code to be logged on Bitcoin or Ethereum or EOS, and something like status, like you just submit this signature request. After we actually log this on the blockchain, I'm going to update this. Probably we need two things. One thing is to accept the request, the signing request, which takes all these parameters. The other is upload to blockchain and store the transaction ID. Okay, so we need something like transaction ID, and probably need a date. Yeah, even though with the transaction ID we know the date, but it doesn't hurt we store the date. Yeah, probably you can also store the submitted date, an additional submit date. Okay, now we got the idea, we got the architecture, we got the use case. I will start coding in the next episode. See you next time. Bye.